Please give a warm welcome to Kyla Bursey.
From junior year of high school until now, I've learned how to be alone. For me, being alone goes beyond having no one else present. It represents transformation. I chose to embrace being alone by creating a positive acronym of the word. Alone, a love one never escapes. Alone. Think about it. The one person that you're always with is yourself. So why not love who you are? The late Whitney Houston once sang, "Learning to love yourself. It is the greatest love of all." By the end of my sophomore year of high school, I didn't like myself. I don't want to say that I didn't love myself because I thought I did. I just didn't love who I was becoming. I was pretending to be someone that I wasn't. I dressed to impress, always had my hair done with the longest extensions that my parents would buy, and I had a lot of friends. The first high school I attended was pretty cool. The classes were smooth, there was a sense of community, and never a dull moment. I was an honor roll student, played on the golf team, and was on arguably the best girls' basketball team in the state. I even had a popular older sister who was a senior that year. High school was as ideal as it could be. However, upon my sister's graduation, I decided that it was time for me to leave too. I was tired of walking in the shadows of my environment as Brooke's little sister, or portraying myself as someone that I was supposed to be. I had social acceptance and all that good stuff, but I wasn't really happy. Reluctant to transfer to another public school, I looked into a private school where my basketball trainer had hosted a camp. I proposed a transfer to my parents on the terms of college readiness. I wanted to become a first-generation college graduate. To do so, I needed to be pushed academically. Graduating college was the goal, still is, I'm not there yet, but it was deeper than that. I envisioned a future for myself that others couldn't see. Switching schools was risky, especially for my parents. They made a deal. If you can get yourself in, we'll find a way to pay for it. Say less. How hard could that be? Well, when I went to apply, the application deadline had passed. Undeterred, I emailed the admissions counselor and secured myself a tour. My aunts took me to the tour. Next, I secured an interview for my parents and me. During that discussion, the interviewer asked my parents, "What are your thoughts on this school? Why us?" My father replied, "Well, I have no thoughts. This was Kyla's decision." In the 12 Universal Laws of Success, Herbert Harris inspires. If your life is not the way that you want it to be, then know that you can do better. Choose a positive, empowering approach to doing better. Desire the change so badly that nothing and no one can stop you from achieving it, and it will happen. It happened. I got in, and my parents made a way. I risked my reputation and academic merit to grow into my own. I went from a predominantly Black, coeducational public school to a predominantly white, all-girls, private Catholic school. I will refer to this school as the Academy for the remainder of my talk. I chose this school not for its characteristics, but for its freshness. It was on the other side of town, so I wouldn't know anyone. I practiced in their gym once. I'd be pushed academically. That was good, right? How bad could it be? In fall of 2018, I started the Academy for junior year of high school. Unexpectedly, I was faced with social and academic adversity. There was a culture shock. I grieved the loss of my sense of self and normalcy. I experienced what sociologist W.E.B. Du Bois described as double consciousness. In The Souls of Black Folk, Du Bois explains, double consciousness is the sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others, of measuring one's soul by the tape of a world that looks on in amused contempt and pity. One ever feels their two-ness, an American, a Negro. Two souls, two thoughts, two unreconciled strivings, two wearing ideals in one dark body. In relation to my Blackness, I felt my two-ness for the first time. I knew that I was Black before, but it never made me feel inferior. For the first few months at the academy, I cried almost every day. As a Black non-Catholic, I reclaimed my societal status of minority. I entered a world where I was no longer a top student athlete or well-known. The things that once gave me value were now gone. There I was at the academy, all alone. I had made this decision, I just didn't know how much it would cost me. The tears kept coming until one day my father went from a comforting pep talk to a real one. He said to me, "Okay, Key, you chose this. Nobody is making you stay. Make it to Christmas break and you can go back to your old school." I felt defeated. I couldn't go back. Why would I go back to a place where I felt lost and alone? It wasn't like the academy was much better, but this decision had started impacting those closest to me. My family and friends didn't understand why I wanted to leave, and by then I didn't feel like I belonged anywhere. In The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho encourages, and when you can't go back, you only have to think about the best way to move forward. I couldn't go back, so I started within. At that moment, I felt isolated and alone. While I didn't embrace a religion at the academy, I began to pray and seek God because somebody had to have an explanation for all of this. I wanted to lean into the defeat that I perceived with my low grades, lost friends, and family disconnect. Instead, I started trusting that everything could work out. There has to be some good here. I also noticed that the one person that showed up in all of these spaces with me was me. Gradually, I replaced the doubt and negative self-talk with compassion and encouragement. When I felt like everything else was against me, I chose not to be against me too. I thought, Kyla, why not love and accept who you're becoming? Why not keep taking a chance on you? Paulo Coelho speaks deeply to my heart as I agree that going after a dream has a price. It may mean abandoning habits, it may lead us to hardships, or it may lead us to disappointments, etc. But it is never as high as the price paid by those who didn't live. Because one day, they'll look back and hear their own heart say, "I wasted my life." I had to remind myself of the vision behind the decision so I didn't have to look back. Through adversity, microaggressions, hard work, and lots of grace, I graduated from the academy as a member of the National Honor Society and with a newfound love for me. Today, I'm in my senior year of college on a merit-based scholarship and with a heart full of gratitude. To grow, you may experience moments of loneliness and discomfort, but you must love yourself through it. I've become depressed and discouraged at times. Even so, I chose to seek help, have faith, and love me through it. If you are pursuing a dream or a vision for yourself that others may not see or understand, I want to share with you 3 B's to help you along your journey. B's are actions that you can choose to be or not to be. That is the question you must ask yourself. The first is to be one by knowing thyself. Learn who you are and your capabilities. Lean into your power and greatness. We are complex beings with thoughts, feelings, emotions. These beautiful qualities can hinder us if we allow them to. Instead, we must let them inform and empower. In high school, refusing to let others define me gave me the power to do so. My transformation began with a thought that I observed and explored. I questioned, whose projections am I taking on? So now I no longer accept that a Black woman is supposed to act or look like this. Your future is supposed to look like this. No! I am who I am. I am a world changer and a boundary breaker. There are no limits on what I can accomplish. Inspired by Marianne Williamson's poem, Our Greatest Fear, I constantly remind myself, who am I not to be great? This statement has taken me far and also happened to be my senior quote. I might as well live up to it. The second B to help you along your journey is to be graceful. If it wasn't for the grace, compassion, or kindness that exists in this world, then I don't know where I'd be. When I decided to stay at the academy, I had to extend grace to myself, to give myself time to learn and grow in a new and harsh environment. More profoundly, I wouldn't be standing up here without the grace of others. On the second week in this college semester, as I prepared for this moment, I was experiencing burnout. I was dealing with life, working in an internship, tutoring, applying to jobs, and taking 5 classes. My aspirations for greatness became exhausting, and my anxiety wasn't making it any easier. I had to decide what was really important. My support system gave me 2 words: pace and grace. After writing down the responsibilities that I had taken on, I chose rest, nutrition, and happiness. I left my internship, then tutoring, and delayed applying to jobs to focus on what really mattered. Me. I am irreplaceable. I'd like to briefly acknowledge that it's not always a privilege to delay or simplify our lives. For example, like college students that may have to work through college, I want them to know that, or if you had to as an adult, I see you. And some people may not understand how hard it is to be you, but remember, there is only one you. And that leads me to the third and final B. To be alone, to be in love with and take care of you. As the brilliant artist Lauryn Hill proclaims in her song, Doo-Wop, or That Thing, how you gonna win when you ain't right within? How you gonna win when you ain't right within? That means, how are you going to succeed when you do not have everything that you need to do more than just stay alive? Rest, nutrition, happiness. I simply chose to survive. Life doesn't always go as planned, but determine within yourself to take care of you first. It is okay to not be okay. I humbly do not have everything together. I'm still learning. I'm proud to be, because I'm grateful for the awareness to know when I'm not good. I can take a step back and say, okay, let's protect my mind. Do whatever I need to do to feel fine, but I refuse to sacrifice my well-being. Taking care of yourself is productive. We must be honest with ourselves and others when we need help. Community is important. I may now be alone and all in love with myself and everything, but I am not alone. I didn't do this alone. And I want you to know that you are not either. So today I give to you those 2 words that my support system gave me. Everyone, say it with me. Pace and grace. Say it again. Pace and grace. Pace yourself when life gets overwhelming and the commitments seem unbearable. Pace yourself because you are a finite resource. Adjust when needed. To be one, be graceful, be alone, to tap into the love within. And one last thing. A young, wise 84-year-old man once said to me, experiment is not the teacher. The best teacher is listening to the experienced. So, my friends, take heed to rest when you need, because you will take flight when the time is right. Thank you.